Most people know the PermaDeath game mode. You can't use the trade post, you can't speak to other players, and if you die once, you're out, and you must delete your character. In Dark and Darker, you're supplied with a base kit to build up your character. Players use these items, the items found in Raid, and items acquired from varying merchants with hopes of making it to the highest level they can without dying. I will be removing all starting items and using items exclusively found in Raid to climb my way up. That means no default weapons or armor, no extra heals, and no extra utilities. On top of that, I won't be using the stash space whatsoever. If it leaves my inventory, I can't use it again. The goal? Completing Dark and Darker's hardest task yet, making it to level 20 from true 0 to hero without dying. When choosing a class for this challenge, there are a number of variables I need to consider. Sustainability, or healing, damage output, utility, and evade capability. I'll be ranking classes based on how well they perform in these categories in order to increase my odds on completing this challenge. Most of the information in this portion of the video will be geared toward helping newer players understand the basic strategic value of the classes rather than an in-depth game plan. If you would like to fast forward through this segment of the video, I will leave a timestamp on screen where the gameplay begins. First up, we have the Fighter class. Fighters can heal up approximately half of their health in a short amount of time using the second wind skill. The downside to this skill is that it can only be used once until regenerated at a campfire. Since I won't be able to use the Woodsman merchant in this challenge to buy campfires, I will need to rely on finding campfires in-game in order to reliably utilize this health regeneration method. However, this is a viable option considering the frequency at which campfires are found in-game. This places the sustainability of the fighter somewhere around C tier. A fighter's access to a multitude of damage output capabilities are extremely desirable in this challenge. Considering fighters can use essentially any weapon in the game through the use of the Weapon Mastery perk, the use of this perk in of itself would ensure an accelerated rate of finding other valuable gear upgrades. This puts the damage output of the fighter somewhere around B tier. When it comes to the fighter's utilities, there are no glaring utilities that the fighter has access to other than the Francesca access or the throwing knives when paired with the Weapon Mastery perk. Rather, fighters are somewhat slow in their ability to place campfires, for example. The likelihood of axes or throwing knives making a valuable impact on my run are slim. This puts the utility access of the fighter somewhere around C tier. The main challenge with the fighter is considering how slow their movement speed is. I can use the sprint perk to mitigate this problem as it can be used an unlimited amount of times as so long as the activation period is up. The glaring issue is that I will be depending on fast movement and having the ability to evade my targets in an instance of hearing them. Without the sprint perk, it will be a challenge to make any meaningful distance in that scenario. I will put the evade capability of the fighter somewhere around low B tier. Overall, I put the fighter at an S tier candidate for this challenge because although it may lack in some mobility, that mobility can be compensated for using the sprint skill. Furthermore, the second wind option is an outstandingly strong healing option considering the amount of damage that can be output from the class. Next, we have the Barbarian. Barbarians have the largest health pool in the game and are of the tankiest classes. They are able to regenerate health using the Blood Exchange perk. However, the amount of health which is able to be regenerated from this perk is dependent upon the number of successful hits which are landed within the time frame of the skill activation period, after which the skill needs to be regenerated through use of a campfire. The limited time frame in which the skill can be used and the little overall effect it has on healing early on puts the Barbarian in a very lackluster position in terms of sustainability. This puts the sustainability of the Barbarian at D tier. Barbarians output a significant amount of chunk damage. Although they bring a lot of damage to the table, it is at the cost of opportune hit placement. Barbarians may have difficulty landing hits on fast moving targets considering their slow movement speed. This puts the damage output for the Barbarian somewhere around B tier in terms of this challenge. Francesca axes are a strong tool at the Barbarian's disposal. If a Barbarian is able to land a Francesca axe on an enemy while having the Achilles strike skill activated, it will significantly slow their movement speed. However, in terms of this challenge, it does not serve that much utility considering the amount of Francesca axes I would need to find to make it an effective tool. Barbarians also suffer in the speed at which they place campfires. This puts the utility capabilities of the Barbarian at D tier. The escape capability of barbarians lacks significantly as well. Barbarians can break through doors using the crush perk, however this defeats a large purpose of the evade tactic, which is making as many barriers as possible between me and the enemy. Barbarians do have the ability to fear nearby enemy mobs using the savage roar skill, however this fear time is usually not enough time to get away from fast moving mobs in any meaningful manner considering barbarians' slow movement speed, and the possibility of being body blocked in high crowded areas essentially defeats the use of this skill. In terms of escape capability, I put Barbarian at F tier. Barbarian is essentially a no chance candidate, putting him at F tier overall for this challenge. Rogue is of the few classes in the game which does not possess any healing methods whatsoever as a part of their base skills or perks. The only way to regenerate health during this challenge as a rogue of course would be to find healing options like potions, bandages, or fires in game. This means I would need to play every mob interaction nearly perfectly in order to not receive critical levels of damage considering Rogue's low health. F tier sustainability. Rogue does output a large amount of concurrent damage in a short amount of time if equipped with a reasonable amount of gear. The upper echelons of the Rogue class are able to 4-shot or even 3 and 2-shot mobs with their fast striking. Rogue having access to weapons like the rapier allows him to damage mobs at a reasonable melee distance. S tier damage output. For this challenge, Rogue has one of the strongest utilities in the game. Rogues are able to use the lockpick mastery perk in order to open any chest without the use of a lockpick. This would significantly increase the rate at which I would obtain big gear upgrades considering the rarity of lockpicks. Rogues are also able to place the campfire utility down at a reasonably quick rate in comparison to other classes. For these reasons, I give Rogue a high A tier in terms of utility. The Rogue is usually considered the undisputed slipperiest class in the game. Through the use of his hide perk and double jump along with his movement speed and interaction speed, the Rogue is capable of climbing hard to reach spaces at dart-like speeds and able to fake out enemies by going invisible and backtracking other directions. High A tier escape capability. Overall, I put the Rogue at a C tier candidate for this challenge. Although the Rogue's movement speed and damage, along with his ability to unlock valuable chests, are quite appealing, the lack of any healing methods whatsoever significantly diminishes his viability. Next we have the Ranger. Ranger has access to the Field Ration skill. This skill can only be used 3 times throughout the entirety of the raid, granting a health recovery effect of 25 health each time it is used. It cannot be regenerated at a campfire, however, it is extremely valuable being that it instantly grants 25 health once the action is completed. C tier sustainability. Ranger of course has the ability to output damage from a distance, which is a desirable feature for choosing which mobs to initiate a fight with and in which order to initiate them. However, Ranger suffers from the action speed limitation of their varying bows and the proportional damage that those bows can put out. If a Ranger is forced into close quarter fights, their inability to output damage over short intervals of time is detrimental to them, leaving slim opportunity for counterplay. The real problem with the Ranger during this challenge will be finding a bow which is worth utilizing. Rangers also suffer from their lack of access to a wide variety of melee options. Finding a dependable rapier, arming sword, or short sword will be a challenge. For this reason, the Spear Proficiency perk is a very appealing option, being that it can be used to put down melee damage at a safer melee distance. A tier damage output. The Ranger's utility capability is highlighted in this challenge due to its access to the Hunting Trap. The Hunting Trap can change the pace of a fight if being rushed by an enemy player, allowing the Ranger to make up for any lost distance if needed. Rangers also place campfires at an exceptional speed compared to other classes. S tier utility access. In terms of evade capability, Rangers have a high regular interaction speed which allows them to open and close doors faster than most classes. They also have a formidable movement speed. Although they cannot outrun a sprint from a Slayer fighter for example, they can still put up a fight while evading by shooting backwards momentarily while running. That is if they successfully land their shots. B tier escapability. Overall, I put the Ranger at an A tier candidate for this challenge, because although finding a bow which is reliable will be a challenge, the ability to meticulously pick off mobs from a distance will be of great advantage. Similarly to the Rogue, Wizard is a class that has absolutely no healing option based to their class. F tier in terms of sustainability. Wizards can put a large amount of damage towards enemy players, especially against those prone to using plate armor. However, the need to farm large amount of mobs will be a painful process considering Wizard needs to regenerate his spells by sitting. The Wizard can use the crossbow, but his physical damage capability is not significant. Low C tier damage for this challenge. Wizards also do not fare specifically well when placing campfires, although they do place them at a moderate rate. C tier utility capability as well. In terms of escape capability, wizards do have an exceptional movement speed, especially with the haste spell. They also have an invisibility spell which, although has an after effect, is helpful in juking out players. Wizards do have the capability of breaking doors with their fireball spell, however, as mentioned previously, this defeats the purpose of causing barriers between myself and the enemy in an escape scenario. Low B tier escape capability. Overall, I put Wizard at F tier for this challenge because although big bursts of damage may be able to fend off enemy players, the need to regenerate spells takes away from the speedy clearing capabilities. The next class is a widely loved class for the PermaDeath game mode. Cleric's ability to self-cast chunks of healing after having access to a book allows him to recover completely in fast intervals. Through the use of the Sanctuary spell, for example, clerics are capable of healing themselves while simultaneously damaging undead mobs. Cleric's ability to replenish his heals merely by sitting is another reason that Cleric's sustainability outclasses nearly all of the other classes. Cleric is favored for the amount of time that the cleric can sit in the storm while waiting for extract portals or pushing a favorable position. S tier sustainability on the cleric. Cleric can also be a formidable 1v1 class with the use of the smite skill. With the assortment of self-casted buffs that a cleric is able to use, they can put large chunk damage on a singular target. Cleric is also capable of clearing mobs without being in the same room as them through the use of the Holy Purification skill. B tier damage output in terms of player damage capability, and S tier in terms of mob damage capability. It could be said for team play that Cleric has some of the strongest utility in the game with his ability to buff, heal, and his 1v1 capability. However, in solo play that's more restricted to self-heals. The Cleric does not have the most desirable interaction speed when it comes to placing campfires. Their magical interaction speed, however, allows them to use the buffs on the maps at a considerable rate. I give Cleric a low B utility usage in this challenge. In terms of escape capability, we have mentioned how Cleric can sit in the storm for a considerable time. This allows Cleric to sit deep in the storm without having to consider player activity. Cleric does have large crowd control spells like Earthquake, however the need to stand still makes them obsolete for this challenge. I give Cleric a C tier escape capability. This would be D tier if not for the fact of Cleric's capability to wait out fights in the storm. Overall, I put Cleric as an S tier candidate for this challenge. The sheer amount of self-healing capability that the Cleric brings to the table puts him at the top of the list of this challenge. Next, we have the Bard. The Bard has a decent amount of sustainability considering the Tranquility song. Although this song comes with the need to sit in order to regenerate health and only heals health below the regenerative health bar line. B tier sustainability. The Bard does put out dependable damage if he is pre-buffed using the varying array of buffs at the class's disposal. However, this of course comes at the cost of needing the instruments in order to buff up. Finding all instruments and keeping the buffs up consistently will be the hardest part of this challenge. Bards do have the ability to use the survivable and the crossbow as a means of reliable range damage as well. High B tier damage output potential. In terms of the utilities that Bard can use, Bard can place down campfires quite well, Bard can use the Francesca axes and throwing knives. Bard is also capable of using the Unchained Harmony song to open chests or doors which require a lockpick. If a flute is obtained early into the challenge, this would be a quick way to unlock chests that have valuable gear upgrades. A tier utility access. When it comes to escapability, Bard is in a conflicting position. Although he does have a song which makes him completely invisible for some time, it comes at the cost of making noise in order to actually become invisible. So there is a dynamic of causing attraction through sound, then expecting the enemy to bypass through the loss of vision. A bard could technically play this song at a range which is inaudible to the enemy and wait for them to leave proximity while invisible. However, this does not seem as reliable of a mechanic as Rogue's invisibility, for example, and the need for instruments makes this a challenging step to begin with. C tier escape capability. Overall, I put Bard at a D tier for this challenge, because although he has a pretty dynamic and versatile kit, the need to acquire all the varying instruments in order to utilize the entirety of his kit is crippling. Finally, we have the Warlock. Warlock, similarly to Cleric, can heal himself using spells. However, unlike the Cleric, Warlock does not need to sit in order to regenerate his healing spells. However, the Warlock does rely on having enough magical healing stats on his gear in order for those heals to be significant. He also relies on having enough health to cast those heals without being punished for the casting cost. S tier sustainability, because although Warlock's healing is gear dependent, the amount of healing gotten from a singular cast can regenerate nearly an entire health bar. Warlock doesn't put out the most significant damage initially. However, through the use of Blow of Corruption, Warlock is able to melee significant chunk damage, especially to armored enemies. B tier damage output. In terms of utility and interaction speed, the Warlock is nothing extravagant, but manageable. C tier utility. Warlock does have an okay level of escapability, considering that they can use the Phantomize skill to path through players and monsters without being body blocked. However, monsters do retain aggro through the Phantomize period. The Warlock is also capable of using Hydra to body block mobs and players who fail to jump over the Hydra when trying to push the Warlock. Low A tier escapability. Overall, I put Warlock at a high B candidate for this challenge, because although his damage is questionable early on, the amount of sustained healing he has outpaces most classes sheerly by Outlast capability. And the class we'll be playing is... Ranger! If you've seen my account, guys, if you've seen my YouTube page, you'll know that I pretty much exclusively play Ranger. I played Rogue quite a bit and Fighter quite a bit, especially in the first early access. I played Fighter exclusively. Been playing a little bit of Bard here and there. However, Ranger is my specialty ever since the second playtest. And if you see here, we have a lot of Rangers. So we'll go ahead and make our account. We were thinking of some names to use. However, I think we'll just stick with the PermaDeath account as it was shown in the intro. And we'll start off. Alright, the first order of business is getting rid of this nonsense. We don't need any of this stuff. Get rid of that. That's not what we're going to be using. Alright, and the next most important thing is the skins, of course. I mean, I'll take the -10 armor rating just to look like a boss like that. Like, obviously. Put a little skins on here. When it comes to the in-game emotes, this will kind of incentivize me to speak to people, so I'm just not going to put in-game emotes on. The lobby emote, such a beautiful emote. And as for the skewered food, it has like a little steam effect on it, and I feel like it'll make me a little bit more visible if I was trying to hide while resting. And the thing about the coffee time is that it makes your head move in game, and there's a lot of times where I feel it's ideal to be looking in one specific direction while I'm resting, so that's why we're not putting that on. So if you listen to the intro, you'll know that the field ration is basically a must for this challenge. In terms of our offensive skill, it's probably going to be quick shot, because I'm just a recurve fanboy. Quick shot is, I feel, a little bit more ideal with the survival bow, so that's just like, and with the recurve as well. So that's just like 2 as opposed to the quick fire, which would be prime for the longbow. If we get a decent longbow, we'll put on quick fire throughout the runs. However, we're gonna sit on the quick shot for a while. In terms of perks, so you know, you have your kinesthesia, like nimble hands, these offensive type of perks, I would call them, and then you have like the utility type of skills like spear proficiency, and then you have like kind of the evade type of ones like advanced hearing chase. I feel like we're just gonna go with the spear proficiency for the early rounds, maybe even for the later rounds if we find a nice spear. This is just going to ensure that if I find a spear early on in one of the chests, it's just easy melee damage. When it comes to, you know, the bows, I'm not going to really banking on finding a really nice bow and sufficient amount of arrows. So yeah, this is our guy, and this is how we're going to run it from the beginning. So let's go ahead and see what the solo map is. Oh, it's just normal, the Ruins Forgotten Castle. Alright. Let's get it going. First game. 14. Oh yeah, that's the big damage right there. We'll take these. We'll take these gear upgrades. Okay. Some max health. Yoink that. And yoink that. Just make sure that we get a couple of swings off to invisibility. That's really nice for us. Oh, a campfire. Let's go ahead and get this chest that we didn't get. Depending on if we get a... Oh. We got a crossbow. Okay, we'll open a red pack. No! That's a horrible hit. Oh, there's a player! There's players. We need to dip. Problem is there's people right here. Oh, there's a barbarian. first game. If only we had a weapon, we could have taken this guy. Ah, and he's got a nice longbow we could have had. Alright. We did hit level 2 off of that. Nice. Go to the ruins again. Maybe we can get more arrows. Oh, this spawn is dreadful, actually. Oh no, there's a bard right there. This guy. Now he knows some hostile. Yes, it has torches. Oh, that's huge. We can use that as a weapon right now. Use this archer to our advantage if we can. Oh, I thought that was going to be enough. I'm so sad. Such a good start. And we hit level 3. Alright, PermaDeath account. What a way to start the series. Why don't we just run it again? We don't need those pants. I greeted so hard with the ration. I could have rationed. And I could have gone down. And it could have been nice and dandy. There's a nice cozy blanket in here. Alright, so we have the chest right here. Nice boots, max health bonus. Someone already getting shot. Dude, those Y-handers are the bane of this challenge as of now. There's a bard right there. Will he attack me? I'm gonna attack him. Got a trap. Answer is he will attack. There's a warlock right there. Low corruption. I don't know what I'm stepping on. Those mobs should transition to him if I get far enough. Okay. Bandage big. Where's this guy? Where'd this warlock go? Did he just die? Okay, that blow of corruption is scary. Boots, gloves, dexterity, fizz damage bonus. Those are huge boots. These boots are huge. Really nice, actually. And I got caught on something right here. Okay, I could use it as a weapon. Might actually be dead here. Okay, we can use that as a weapon. Can't break barrel. We can't. Risky activities going on right now.
Hostile guy.
Ah, I forgot to turn block off. Oh no. Please don't be anybody on the side of the door. Okay. Get these arrows like last time. That's big. Check these. Maybe this guy left some bow or whatnot that he didn't want to use. Not everything, dog. This guy licked it clean. This guy licked the surface clean. This guy was starving. Man was hungry. Okay. More boots, dude. I need a weapon. Down here. No. Wow. This guy, when I say this guy licked it clean, this guy inhaled the loot. He absolutely inhaled this entire map, except for this chest. Let's get it back. Nope, invis. Let's just take blue. We got a campfire. We don't have any field rations to go red. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. This guy's gonna open that door. Oh. Okay. We do need to turn VoIP off though, however. Audio, voice chat off. Okay. Right. Just like that, we go again. We run it again. Saw nakeds in there. Nakeds. Maybe a kidded barbarian a little bit. He didn't look that kidded, but he's got like a green blues probably. Right. Let's see. What a spawn. Might have to kill this one mob. More boots, huh? Kill them. Should we try to loot under? Like, looting down here is like advantageous in that there's like chests and they're kind of out of sight, but if someone does see you, like, dunzo. Alright. And we got it. Like I could ration and sit down. I feel like that's a waste. It's alright, our cozy little rabbit will comfort us. I could go in here and look. This is probably the safest bet. He probably heard that. Please, bandages. Health and armor, we'll take it. And a bandage. Just a little bit back. 2 traps of this huge bands. Huge bands. Oh no. Wizard with a dagger. Really want to open this chest. Gonna run into the red. Arrow's big. Never looted this little corner. Gloves, 2 dexterity. Think about it later. I'm going red. I love the aesthetic of this new room. I mean, I think this was the same room that they had in like playtest 5. Alright, here we go. Get into the game. Now, I could actually get some huge gear upgrades right here. I hope there's nobody that came down. Like, if nobody came down, it'd be so huge. I have to kill this bad. It's alright. Take the aggro for a little bit. Has health on him. Not a lot of people know. You can open this lever right here. Don't tell anybody. 5 vigor. That is an upgrade, without a doubt. And physical damage reduction. Don't care because we're kind of chilling. A windlass. That is a very nice windlass as well. We do have so many bolts. This is gonna be amazing for long range damage. I don't really want to. No way! I almost lost a run just right there, just off of that. I've been stuck in that little corner area so many times. It's not even funny. We're actually gonna go ahead and bandage. It's kind of nice. 5%, that's a max roll. Keep all these gloves. Why am I not wearing gloves? Oh my, you guys are probably screaming at me. 2 dex, 9 armor rating. Oh, there's so many options here. So I will actually eat a ration. This is risky. Okay. Figure out where we can go to get more gear upgrades. But plan 2 weapon damage. Problem with this in my hand now though is I can't, like, if I want to punch, I can't punch. So we have to keep that unequipped for right now. So the storm is going in a favorable direction. I would much prefer the storm going this way. A surge, big. So a nice little kettle at. This damn nice blue trap, insane, actually. Side that doesn't have a skeleton on it. Oh, 5 moves be 4 decks. We're gonna have to hold on to those. That's a must hold on to. Because if we find like a top that's tanky, like we'll use those for vigor. Oh, we finally have a weapon, boys. I mean, we do have the windlass, but the windlass is not as reliable. Do I kill this? Is this a champion? That's a mage. I feel like we just pass all this stuff. Pass all this and go force break. No way. No way. We're gonna have to eat this. Oh, dude, we're in trouble right now. We're in trouble. Can I get this one? Leave. I'm gonna get this and we'll run back and go red. Wow. If we get a horrible spawn here, this might be game over. Oh, a beautiful spawn actually. I hope the circle is good as well. Oh, the circle's fine. I think the circle will push towards the south. However, the circle is fine. We will use this search gate right here though. If only can find more bolts. Okay, nice. And I believe I can kill the centaur as well. Or the demon berserk. I've always wondered where the head of the mimic is. Is it the tongue? It has like an eye in the back of the throat. I would assume it's maybe the back. I would assume it's back. More bolts. Beautiful. Let's see. It's rough. It's rough. 2 knowledge, spellcasting. Those are kind of nice. Want to do anything productive? Wow. What a portal. What a portal. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna open this. We're gonna try to kill Berserker. If it fails, we might have to just give up on the bolts. But I believe we'll have enough to kill him. We have a ration. We can chill the storm. We're doing it. Please. Oh, it's only a red one as well. Oh. It's good, but the cleric nuisances. Literally much movement speed. Let's see what we get. Wow, that was such a waste. And I wasted so many bolts. So sad. Okay. Let's see. We can go over here and do something really risky right now. This is a nightmare behind me. Huge. Good run. Good run. Amazing. Immaculate run. Level 6. Level 6 on that run. Huge. Huge. We're definitely not using the survival bow. We'll drop that in game. I don't want to use stash space. Yep. I have invis potions. We have protections. We have traps now. We can... the pickaxe, we'll drop it in game. This is nice. This is nice. So those places are taken in my inventory. We will... oh, we get another perk. We get another perk. We're going to take the spear proficiency off for right now. We're definitely going to go with the crossbow mastery. I think we'll actually go sharpshooter. We'll try to get those headshots, farm up. We need more arrows. So we're going to have more arrow space. In terms of amulets, 2 dexterity, armor rating, okay. Man, I wish there was like a nice fizz damage, 5 fizz damage bonus is just huge. Alright, I think we'll keep these 2 pendants. And then when we get into game, we'll drop these 2. Actually, we'll bank the candy cane. We can bank that. Alright. Game number 2 of this character. Actually so huge. It's so sad that it's Goblin Caves. You know what? Duo Ruins. High roller. Let's do it. Right here. If we were to kill this guy would be such a big upgrade for us. And other than that, I didn't really see who his teammate was. Okay, this spawn, honestly, not too shabby. Besides the fact that this is a nightmare, it's manageable. Because the fact that we have the recurve now, my bow of preference. Actually, this is gonna be a nice one. Yep. Get my arrows. Let's see. I feel like we should traps this area. We need to reload our windlass though first. Actually, set this blue trap in this bush right here. Nice. Fast placing speed. Oh, look at that reload speed. We just need bolts. We just need bolts so badly. All we need. We'll keep the pickaxe because I'm gonna need to break boxes. Interesting. And if we hear people breaking that box, I believe we'll take them out. Nothing for us. It's locked. I had a lockpick. Try to keep all my arrows as much as possible. Pickaxe with all the traps. There's healing. It's actually big. Here. You can loot this without aggroing them all. More arrows and another opportunity for arrows. Oh, wait. I'm trolling. I just thought of something. Oh, you guys are probably screaming at me. Get the arrows out of the survival bow. Get the arrows out of the survival bow. I'm so happy that I got that one once I got that survival bow. There's just so many more extra arrows. This is huge. This is huge. Very nice. Very nice. Now we have a little bit of wiggle room. Just a little bit. Playing the sneaky game for most of the experience. This chest is in the ground. Another healing potion. Big this way. I hear a warlock. I feel like what I should do is I should put a trap in this bush. And we'll know. No, not to go into that bush. So those 2 bushes are no-go areas. Maybe we loot out here for a second. that chest right there as well. Action speed, we'll think about it. Take this guy. Is that warlock? I hit him. Hit him again. Hit him again. He's over. He's over for it. Oh, sit down. That was nice. Now we need to just kill these mobs. And we can get all of our arrows back. Oh, that's the bush. Let's see if we can get this guy real quick. Arrows. Does. No, it's just mine. Rain. Lockpick. Potions. Nothing I can use really. Nice. Okay, go loot all of our arrows back. My top. Nice. Actually, it has dexterity on it as well. Is that door open originally? I don't think it was. I don't know if I left that door open or not. Not sure. However, we made it down. And max health, we're definitely going to go with the dexterity. If I was running with like a fighter, this would be better. However, it's not for us. Dexterity is what we need. Action speed, man, it's nice, but just the amount of health and armor we have on this in comparison to this, 1.3 action speed is not going to do much, even though that has movement speed. We're looking like a class now. We're looking like an actual class now. What we need though, what we still need, oh, let me reload this while I'm at it, while I'm chilling down here. Game's gonna start. We still need arrows. We need an entire row of arrows. I need to find, now that we have 17 arrows, we can find areas where there are archers, kill the archers, get some arrows. That's what's really going to carry us through these runs. Stuff I can find. Start to get a large amount of arrows to where I'm comfortable enough to just spray down mobs. Atrocious spawn. I hate this spawn every time. It's going to give me a trash circle. Expected. I'm just going to leave. This area is the worst for a ranger. Oh, look at this. I feel like I don't want to shoot these. Like, I haven't been getting my bolts back. I don't know why. I actually don't understand why I don't get my bolts back right now. It's gotta be a glitch. Okay. Arrows back. This is a big hitter right here. This guy will eat you up with one hit. Those guys do big damage. That thing, if it headshot me there, it probably could just one hit me. Honestly, considering our gear, oh, a nice refill of bolts. There's archers in here. Can work towards killing these archers. Kill this guy first. Wonderfully. Wonderfully under pressure. This is still a two-man lobby. I have some serious outplay potential here. Please give me arrows. I think that was more than what I had. Kill this one. Please. Nice. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. I'm gonna go back and campfire. This is going gratefully. We have a blue campfire. If somebody walks through that door and shoots me, I'm dead. Wow. Stays for a while. The guy has some arrows on there. I know he does. I can hear the arrows on him. In this chest real quick. Nope. Let's see. Nice. I told you, dude. I knew it. Oh, more arrows, delicious. Oh, this is just, it's looking a lot better. The runs are going to be so much nicer now. And we're doing a little bit of damage. We can't kill the wraith here. We can kill this guy through the doorway. We kill the as well. This is the true ranger cheese. That's what I'm all about. I kind of want to go down again. We have a nice amount of arrows here. Where's this guy at? Alright. Just. He was uninterested. He saw what I. Nice. More arrows. We're going down. It's happening. It's happening again. We're going down again. Okay. Get a little bit more chest here. Okay. Nice blue protection. These protection potions are going to play big roles whenever we get into intense PvP fights. Okay. Problem is we don't have that much healing. We have 3 of our rations. That's the main thing that's motivating me to go down again. We still have the 3 rations. Stack those. There's 1 green bandage. There's a blue. Open it as a safety measure. Oh yeah. Got a little damage on us. Just a little bit. Another candy cane for the collection. And I believe we're by ourselves, to be honest. Because we have not heard anybody so far. We will try to kill these archers right here. Oh no, I hear people. I wanna try to go kill those guys. We need to try to kill these guys. I can't have them going down on me. They're going down. They went down. I think we play it safe, and we go blue. I think we play it safe, and we go blue. Not gonna lie. I think that's where we call this other successful run. More arrows. Beautiful. They left us some more stuff. For the future runs. Another bow. More arrows. But yeah. We have time for this chest? We do. Alright, well. I'm still debating on going down. No, we'll secure the win. Solid run, a nice amount of arrows. That's definitely a nice call, and we can run the solo lobbies. Level 9, just 1 shy from the 10. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video so far, please give me a like and a subscribe. I've worked hard on this video so far, and it's been fun.
I want to continue to level 20. It's been really fun. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Peace.